For nearly 3 months last year, oil gushed from the site of the Deepwater Horizon well at the rate of 53,000 barrels a day.
And when the well was finally capped on July 15th, one stage of the crude crisis ended, but another one was just getting started. The economic devastation and the uncertain effects of the environment still haunt the Gulf Coast tonight.
Fox 10 News reporter Matt Barentine has been tracking the spill and the aftermath now for you for months. Tonight, he has a closer look at the continuing problems. That's in a Fox 10 News special report.
It was a crisis from the first moments. The explosion of the Deepwater Horizon rig started a miserable summer on the Gulf Coast.
Picked up a tar ball. It's like this big earlier.
I don't like it because I really want to get a water and now I can't.
I don't see how they're going to clean that up. It's really a mess.
Tourists wouldn't stay, fishermen couldn't fish, and life in many communities ground to an economic halt.
It's really bad. It's nonstop. It's fear, anxiety. There's nobody down here.
There's nobody down here.
Nobody, no shoppers.
And the unavailability of any information. You're talking to people that seem to care on the end of the phone, have absolutely no time for you. They don't have any idea where your claim really sits.
In the months since, we followed the stories of people and businesses still struggling to return to normal. We've seen some close.
But your sweat and your tears and just to see it go away.
You're dead in the water. What can you do?
We've seen many others get paid a fraction of what they claim.
You take whatever it is that they want to pay.
I'm just hauling questions and have no answers.
They've insulted our intelligence by sending our family $4,500 when just in July alone our sales were down 15,000.
We've also seen several success stories, like here at the Printing Zone. We interviewed owner Matt Drouillard several times about his denied claims. He was paid just a few days before Christmas. And next door at Sunscape Rentals, the owners there facing the same problems. They got their check in late January. Not everyone has had that success, though. The anger people are feeling was on display when Claims Administrator Ken Feinberg returned in January. At the Orange Beach meeting, people were visibly upset.
70% of the claims have not been paid. Where I went to school, that is an F.
If you want to investigate my claim, so be it. But settle with me.
It's just ridiculous what they're making us go through to get in line to get anything out of it.
One woman in particular made a big impact. Stacy Simmons wasn't on the list to speak, but she made sure Feinberg heard her problems. The independent condo cleaner told the claims administrator how her business tanked. Simmons told him she couldn't pay her bills and feed her daughters. Feinberg listened and responded.
Give me that claim before I...
The next day, Simmons received a generic email to check her claim at the GCCF website. She did, and her status hadn't changed.
I stood up for every worker out there that does not have a business, that has absolutely no income, no family, nobody to rely on, to somehow make a change, to realize we need help here. This is what's in my freezer. I have 2 bags of French fries, 2 banquet meals, an Encore. Whatever I have, it's basically for my girls.
We caught up with Simmons at her Foley home, where she may not be much longer. She used the original emergency payment from BP to pay her rent through February. But unless she gets a check from the claims facility, she won't be able to pay the next month's rent.
I'm out. We have nowhere to go. My father's deceased. My mother's deceased. I mean... I have no family. Yeah, let's put your shoes on, baby.
Simmons is the human side of the crude crisis. A single mom worrying about how she'll pay her bills and how she'll take care of her daughters.
I'm going to lose everything. My girls are going to lose everything. I don't know what to do. I really, truly do not know what to do.
Margaret Long is worried about the environmental side of the crisis. This retired school teacher wrote the book on Orange Beach, literally, calling it the best place to be in a 300-page history.
I never dreamed that we would be faced with a crisis like this.
Her home, built in the 40s by her family, sits right on Cotton Bayou. She has a breathtaking view. But since last July, she's worried about what she can't see.
I I quit swimming on the 5th because I realized things were changing.
Last August, Long sent water samples to ACT labs in Mobile. The test showed high levels of a chemical called 2-butydioxyethanol, one of the main ingredients in the dispersant, Corexit.
We knew Bob Naiman over with ACT Labs in Mobile, and but he said, well, I'm going to call him. So we ran a sample on it, and it came back as the one of the markers in the Corexit, the 2-butydioxyethanol. In fact, that was the first test result that came back. Then he came back and he did another analysis, which was on my sandy beach over here. It came back even higher.
For Simmons, the testing confirmed her concerns.
And that's the reason we filed a claim with BP for loss of use of property, and we've been denied. And here I got the evidence, because I'm not going to get in this water. I'm not going to let my grandchildren.
Naiman said the chemicals do break down quickly, and levels should have dropped after last summer. Back at her home, Long plans on testing again soon to see if the chemicals are still there. We'll let you know what she finds. These are just a few of the dozens of stories I've covered in the last few months. Many of the folks I've talked to have been extremely frustrated, and I understand what they're feeling. Getting answers from the GCCF has been difficult. We still have many questions, like how much will Feinberg himself profit? Does he get a cut of the leftover funds if the entire $20 billion is not spent? And why have similar claims received widely varying amounts? We'll keep digging, and we'll find answers. In Mobile, Matt Barentine, Fox 10 News.